For you, I don't want to lose it again. Cause I'm not like them. And if I be love somebody, that's why it's gonna be me. Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. I don't want to lose it again. Cause I'm not like them. And finally love somebody, that's why it's gonna be me. I'm singing it's gonna be May because of these Siberian winds. You get me, sweetheart? I'm trying to warm up.
Yeah.
Also, I would be offended if I was from Siberia, they called my wind Siberian and it meant it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like Africanized bees.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. It just can't be wind, bruh. It can't be wind from Kansas. It's gotta be Siberian winds. Mm-hmm. Let's start the show, sweetheart. I'm already offended on the wrong behalf of the wrong people. Good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m.-ish. Spark you a blunt, let's get high in this bitch. America's gonna die. Wake and bake with BeMo. We're gonna die, yeah. Die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Come on, sweetheart. Die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. You know what? You know who would do better than this? Let's play the national anthem. It feels appropriate on the first day of a new regime. You see me giving my white power symbol. On the first day of the new regime, let's go ahead and play the Star Spangled Banner. I'm ready. Say, can you can leave it black, it's fine.
Okay.
By the blood in the streets, that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and bare hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory erased. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Wake with BeMo. Yeah. Before we get started, I want to make sure we're saying good morning to the autofocus of my life, okay? Good morning to the manual adjustment to the camera and my focus, okay? Good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning, lady of the house.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm cool. How are you?
I'm good. As always, we want to give a beautiful shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge, WI Bridge DC, or at WIBridgeDC.com. Wait, at WI Bridge DC on all social media sites, or WIBridgeDC.com, so you can get updated on all the things that are happening in the Washington metropolitan area and beyond as it relates to blackness. We also want to give a huge shout out to my girl Jill Scott, who just gave us the black rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. While we're at it, we also want to give a huge shout out to my man Chiquete for 4A Drive. Let's go ahead and check out what Chiquete talking about. Shout out my man Chiquete. Make sure you go check out 4A Drop on my man Chiquete on all social media sites. I can never get through the whole song without body rolling. That's why I cut the song off. It ain't because the song ain't good. It's because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Y'all don't need to see all this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to see all this moving or first thing in the morning. It ain't really popping like that. Before we get started, we also want to give a shout out to the new Blueprint newsletter. Make sure you go check out the new Blueprint newsletter where we are updating weekly now, or at least we're trying to update weekly with all the burning questions for the Roach that are on there. We also have some exclusives to our Substack community. If you need the $5 scholarship, go ahead and let a nigga know. But I would appreciate if you go ahead and sign up for the new Blueprint newsletter so you can be abreast on all the written machinations of what happens here on the show. And with that, any further ado, that's all the shout outs, right, Sweethaht? We got everybody out the way?
I think so.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We had some wonderful things we want to talk to you about this morning. As you know, America died yesterday, so we're going to talk about the first day of this new Trump presidency. We're going to talk about the concepts of black support. I'm going to take y'all back to the Rib Shack in Mississippi so we can paint a beautiful lesson, and then we'll talk about the TikTok man, of course. We got to talk about the TikTok man. But before we do any of that, we need our Sweethaht's Black Fact. Okay, Sweethaht's going to keep us, the lady of the house is going to keep us grounded in real life, especially as we move towards this non-fact checking, make up whatever story you want. It seems like I saw on a guide a long time ago that one of the guides to brain rot, which is the new version of AAVE in another generation, is actually misinformation. So we're going to battle that misinformation with some solid information. Lady of the house, what you got for us? Oh, we got some people on the line too. We got Ernesto Valdez is on the line. That was one of your favorites. Ernesto. Nice. We got Troy. Troy's over here.
And we got Kendall over here.
Kendall, what's up, man?
Kendall and Jordan, Detroit Rivers.
Detroit Rivers.
Hey.
Because you know, for us. Go ahead. What you got?
Okay. The Negro arrived in the New World free from tuberculosis and syphilis.
You said what now? You said Nico?
The Negro.
Oh, the Negro. Okay.
Or other venereal disease. Livingstone, the famous African missionary and a medical doctor, says syphilis dies out in the African interior. It seems incapable of permanence in any form in persons of pure African blood. Syphilis originated in Europe in 1494 when there was a great epidemic of it. As this was 2 years after the discovery of the New World, it was erroneously believed to have been brought back by the sailors of Columbus.
You saying syphilis is a white disease?
That's crazy.
Is that what you said?
Basically, yeah.
What? Wait, what? You saying syphilis is not strong enough for pure African blood? Now that sounded a little strange.
That does sound strange.
Saying a little sad out loud. What you got in the back? What's it say?
The full quotation. Was this it? Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah. The full quotation reads, "A certain loathsome disease which decimates the North American Indians and threatens extirpation to the South Sea Islanders dies out in the interior of Africa without the aid of medicine, and the Bangwaketsi, who brought it from the west coast, lost it when they came into their own land south of
What?
It seems incapable of permanence in any form in persons of pure African blood, anytime, anywhere in the center of the country, and the virulence of the secondary symptoms to be in all the cases that came under my care in exact proportion to the greater or less amount of European blood in the patient." Missionary Travels and Researches in South Africa, page 142, New York, 1858.
What?
Dr. T.D. Coleman says tuberculosis was almost unknown to the Negro in his savage state. And that came from a book written in
Tuberculosis was almost known to the Negro in the savage state?
Almost unknown.
I don't know about this fact. This fact feel a little... So if that's the case, that means there's no tuberculosis in Central Africa right now?
I don't know. It says it was almost unknown in there. I don't know. This was also written in 1909, so...
Oh. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate it. I would ask the algorithm to fact check me because that's not a thing anymore. So, yeah, turn your mic up a little bit, so or get closer. You're on mic 2.
Get closer because I don't know which knob it is.
Okay, for sure. Okay, well, we have some great things we want to talk about. Thank you for that fact. I don't know how factual it is. I think, interesting. That seems like also the kind of fact that leads to like, black women don't feel pain when they're pregnant. You know what I mean? That feels like the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That pain was not known to Central Africans before colonization. It's like, okay, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. But who knows? This morning we got a few things we want to talk about. I want to talk about the concept of black support. And then I also want to talk about the TikTok ban. But I think... What should I talk about first, Will? What you think?
Maybe black support? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Yesterday, we inaugurated the 47th president of these funky ass United States of America, Donald Jerome Trump. And as I was... I didn't watch much of the inauguration, but I kept a watch on all the executive orders that were going out. Some of them scary as fuck, that'll give you nightmares. Some of them won't be enacted because of their unconstitutionality. One of them being the Donald Trump signed an executive order that repealed birthright citizenship, which is in the Constitution, and I'm pretty sure that one person can't write an executive order that overrides the Constitution. So we know that'll be repealed, and we also know that his attack on, or even like DOGE, which is Department of Government Efficiency, read by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy looks like he about to get put out on the first day of the DOGE department. That is also going to be sued by the American people because you can't just create a government wing that oversees all over government wings just because you're the president of the United States. So that being said, anyway, I got down the rabbit hole. So we were watching this watching as the president is elected, and I'm watching all the news pundits and the comedians talk about it. And something dawned on me when I was watching the Dave Chappelle monologue on SNL. And I'm wondering if I should play that first, but I feel like I should tell you a story first. Everybody remember the Rib Shack? I'm gonna remind you. Mm-hmm. When I lived in Mississippi, there was a Rib Shack. I think there's a picture of it. Should be ribs or barbecue or something.
Stevens.
Okay.
BBQ 2. BBQ. There's 1 and 2.
Did you see the one with the picture of the Rib Shack?
I think so.
Okay. That's the one. So when I lived in Mississippi, there was a rib place called Stevens Barbecue. It is now permanently closed. It did not make it out of the pandemic. I've told you the story before, but I'll keep it brief this time. When I lived in Mississippi, we lived on the white side of town, one of the first black families to integrate that side of town ever. I don't know if there's a current black family over there right now. It turns out 2 years after we left, there was a black boy who was found hung in a tree. They said he killed himself, but we all know better than that. That would have been a block away from my house at the time. Anyway, I used to walk from school, which was on the south side of Greenwood and the black side of town, to home, which is on the north side of town. In order to do so, you had to walk directly through downtown. And one of the places downtown was this rib shack called Stephen's Barbecue. In Stephen's Barbecue, every afternoon, there were three individuals. There was the hostess / waitress, there was the owner who would work during the afternoon, and there was the cook. Early in my tenure in Greer, Mississippi, I walked into Stephen's Barbecue after me and my mom had it the previous night for dinner, and I said, is there any way I can get 2 ribs and fries and just have it like a quick after-school snack? At first, I think it was the owner who looked at me kind of crazy. He said, sure, we'll figure it out. He gave me the 2 ribs, gave me the fries. To this day, some of the best french fries I've ever had. $5 plate. $5 plate for 2 ribs, fries, and a drink. After school in 2005, 2004, one of those years. So this would happen until they eventually put my special up on the board. They added like a little piece of paper on the bottom and said after school special, 2 ribs, fries, drink, $5. So the owner, the waiter, hostess, and the cook were all aware of this system. Now, somewhere, I think I want to say at the beginning of junior year, so a year and a half had passed by, I walk in here as I usually do, but instead of going straight to the lunch counter after I ordered, I went straight to the bathroom. Coming out of the bathroom in this rib shack, and this is where things get important, coming out of the bathroom of the rib shack, I hear in the kitchen, all 3 people are in the kitchen, the cook, the waiter, and the owner. The owner says to the cook, the nigga's here for his nigga special. That story to me is a great example of how racism works in America. There is a establishment that will work with you, that will feed you, who will even accommodate your particular needs, but behind your back and sometimes even in front of their face, they will rename whatever services that you have provided to this institution. They will call them the nigga special. This is such a beautiful example of how racism works. When Joseph Biden was being elected for president, I said that in the story, Joe Biden was the was the hostess, was the waitress, was the one person who didn't say the N-word, but knew about the entire system that was happening in the rib shack. Yesterday, we celebrated the election of the owner, the person who said to the cook, the nigga's here for the nigga special. The American people in this situation are the cook, meaning everybody is aware of what's happening within this situation. So, when we start to talk about support, this has been bothering me since re-election season started maybe a year and a half ago. There has been an attack on black folks who support Joe Biden. There has been an attack on black folks who support Kamala Harris. And now that he is president, there will be a continued attack on black folks who support Donald Trump. And I want to come here to say that black support is not the same thing as fanhood. It's not the same thing as standing someone. It's not the same thing as memorizing someone's lyrics, putting them up on the wall, listening to the music videos every day. It's not the same thing as quoting them in academic speech. It's not the same thing as endorsing them for particular political action. What has dawned on me yesterday after watching Chappelle is that black folks don't really have the agency to provide the support that would be worth the attack on black folks. And here's what I mean. Play the Dave Chappelle clip.
On Monday, Donald Trump's coming back. He'll be the 47th president. He's done it again. And all the flags will be at half-staff, many of them because Jimmy Carter died. Now, I got to tell you, Jimmy Carter, people go back and forth and say he was a bad president or a good president. I'm not qualified to even speak on that. But I'll tell you this. I was in the Middle East years ago. After I quit my show, I was trying to find out what I wanted to do with my life. And while I was there, Jimmy Carter flew to Israel. So everybody in the region was talking about a former American president being in the Middle East. And while he was in Israel, a book of his was released, and its title was very controversial in Israel. And the title of the book was Palestine. Peace, not apartheid. And people were very mad in Israel. There was a lot of mean stories that came out in the paper, but some people were supportive. And while he was there, Jimmy Carter said, I want to go to the Palestinian territory. And the Israeli government said it's too dangerous. And if you go, we cannot protect you. And man, Jimmy Carter went anyway. I will never forget the images of a former American president walking with little to no security while thousands of Palestinians were cheering him on. And when I saw that picture, it brought tears to my eyes. I said, I don't know if that's a good president, but that right there, I am sure, is a great man. It made me feel very proud. The presidency is no place for petty people. So Donald Trump, I know you watch the show. Man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting on you. Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you. And I mean this when I say this. Good luck. Please do better next time. Please, all of us, do better next time. Do not forget your humanity. And please.
So Dave Chappelle brings up an interesting point. As I'm watching him, I'm realizing maybe black folks don't have the agency to give the support that they are being attacked for. Maybe what black folks are experiencing are the same thing I experienced in the Delta of Mississippi, the same thing I experienced in the Deep South, the same thing I experienced in this Rip Shack, which is I don't necessarily have a choice about whether to support or not. If you had asked me to walk into that Rip Shack and elect my leader, who would have I chosen? Would it have been the dude who said the niggas here for the nigga special, or would it have been the person who listened?
Right.
These are the choices that we have. This is not an option of I am giving my whole heart, soul, and body to this individual as a representation of me. This is my only choice. I don't have a choice but to support. Put up the, I think is there a picture? Another one? What's the next black support joint?
It's the Stevens BBQ too. It looks like a list.
Right, put that up. And I want you to do me a favor, read the first 3 on this list.
How do I interact with it? It says browse, not.
You got to click the source. Yeah. No, click the source in the scene.
Okay. Read what you know.
The first 3.
White supremacists, clearly marked white society that preserves, names, and values white superiority. White voyeurism wouldn't challenge a white supremacist, desires non-whiteness because it's interesting, pleasurable, seeks to control the consumption and appropriation of non-whiteness, fascination with culture, example, consuming black culture without the burden of blackness, and white privilege, may critique supremacy, but a deep investment in questions of fairness and equality under the normalization of whiteness and the white rule, sworn goal of diversity.
So, when I walk into the Rip Shack, I see all 3 of these individuals. The owner, of course, is the white supremacist. The white voyeur, of course, is the cook. And then our host and hostess is the person who is exhibiting white privilege. Mm-hmm. If you asked me to support one of these individuals, who would it be? It would be none. Yeah. If I had a choice, it would be none. But if I was forced into one, who would it be? Oof. Right. And this is what I mean by support. I actually believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, and which many people will correct me if I'm wrong, as of yesterday, now that Donald Trump is our president, black folks in the majority sense are put into a position we are dependent upon the government.
Yeah.
This same individual with the flick of his pen can get rid of DEI programs. It's the same individuals who could also support HBCUs. Mm-hmm. So when Dave Chappelle says do better this time, even in the face of socialism, even in the face of fascism, even in the face of overt racism, even in the face of oppression and marginalization, I have to ask you a question, sweetheart. Do black folks have any other choice but to support Donald Trump? If you want to be here, do you have a choice?
It feels like no.
It feels like no. But is it no?
I don't think we have to. Do you?
I don't. When you in that rib shack, it sure feels like you have to.
True.
But looking outside in, looking years later, did I need those ribs? Do I need to stay here? Do I need to still be in Mississippi? Do I have a choice? It's the question. Do I have a choice?
Right.
Because what money am I going to leave?
You're still in high school.
Right. Even I'm talking about now. Shit.
Oh.
Well, what money am I going to leave? Well, what visa am I going to leave? To which country am I going to flee? China? We see how that's working. Okay, and so as we're identifying these ways of black support, I see my my good new white friend. He sends me a video, which I think is the next video. He sends me a video of this young man who is supporting Donald Trump. Is it the next video?
Black support. Yeah.
Yeah. It's supporting Donald Trump. So when I ask you the question, do we have to support? I don't think we have to, but at the same time, I'm for damn sure support don't look like this. For damn sure.
From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous hilltops of California, but God, we're asking you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet.
I believe that black folks can look to the government in a way that is, I don't even want to say the S word, but I feel like this young man is being what we would call traditional support. What I find black folks to be doing as a way of support is not what this young man is doing. It's what the ACLU is doing. It's what these private Democratic groups are doing on the first day that the executive orders are coming out. They're suing, they're fighting, they're pushing back. I want you to remember that every law that's created out of the Supreme Court is a response to the racist law of the land. The reason why we have the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment is because of slavery and because of abolitionists who pushed against systemized slavery. The reason why we had Roe v. Wade is because there was an abortion ban and individuals fought against said abortion ban to get us Roe v. Wade. The reason why we have integrated education and integrated public services is because Thurgood Marshall pushed against the law of the land. So as these laws of the land are coming out, what I call black support, the opposite of white support, what I call black support is your fight against it. But at the same time, your black support can't look like this young man. Or, Sweethaht, if you press this button, press black support 1 for me, please. Did you press this button? You see what that button reads, Sweethaht?
Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok.
So black support could be resistance, but black support could also be continue.
Yeah.
Which side you on? You imitating Martin Luther King so that white folks could be entertained by you? Are you pressing continue? Do you think that's air you're breathing? Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts, Sweethaht? What you got? Did I take it too far?
No, you got a point. I do feel like, damn. Yeah, there's a lot of support going on, but yeah, I guess we really, well, we have the illusion of choice.
I mean, you could resist. You could resist. That means you won't be on TikTok.
Right.
You could resist. That means you might get banned. You might get censored. You might get shuttered. Shit, you might be arrested. You might be targeted.
Right.
Or you just press continue. You just keep living your life. Keep doing what you think is best. Yeah, we might have to open up some of these windows. I'm in here looking super dark.
Yeah, but the sun is shining. I don't know.
What's the ISO on right now?
100.
Turn it up. I thought it was on auto. You can put it back on auto. Did it work? Oh, yeah, turn it back up. See, the ISO wants me to be white. That's what it is. Every time I try to use the auto situation, it never work out the way. It never work out the way I wanted to. Live producing is the hardest thing we've ever done. Is it not changing?
It's on 3200 right now.
It's not changing?
No.
Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play a new interlude. Right now, we got my man Joe Law, straight out of Colorado. My man Kendall has produced and directed another music video. We're going to play HTR by my man Joe Law. We'll be right back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo, and we're going to get this camera right. We'll be right back.
Hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. Like I ran a 400, like I ran a 400, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah.
Get back here, motherfucker! Hey, how y'all doing? My name's Joe, you know what I'm saying? I make music. Hey, is that weed? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I get some of that shit. I appreciate it. Hey, yo.
Good shit. Go ahead.
You have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. Like I ran a 400, like I ran a 400, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. It was more than me than money, I forget you blowing money. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah. Like I ran a 400, like I ran a 400, yeah. I just hit the flow running, I just hit the flow running, yeah.
What the fuck?
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Wake and Bake with BeMo. Yeah. I need to know in the comments how you feel about this new music video. Is it working for you? Is it good for you? Does it do what it need to do, baby? I'm back. What it do, baby? All right, we're back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo. I should have been rolling the blunt in the meantime, in between time. We had to get that camera roll figured out. But we have any comments from the first segment, Sweethaht? Because we didn't read no comments.
Just good mornings, and Kendall said we're gonna die laughing though.
Well, who we got good morning from? I need you to start. I'm trying to roll this.
Oh, okay, my bad. Good morning from Kendall.
Good morning, Kendall. What's up, man?
Detroit Rivers says good morning. Hey.
How we feel about the new music video?
And Drew says good morning, BeMo lady of the house.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Well, for the second half of our conversation, I definitely want to talk about propaganda. Okay. So, something interesting happened over the last few days. We all saw it coming. There was the Supreme Court affirmed that because of its alignment with the non-U.S. controlled subsidy that is ByteDance, that there is reason for there to be a ban on TikTok, on CapCut, and all the things that are happening there. If you read the Supreme Court decision, which I have spared you this morning because Supreme Court decisions can be very dry and very boring, this conversation is happening on two folds. 20% of the conversation is this platform dangerous to the American people because of the correspondence and because of the free speech that is happening amongst these individuals. But the majority of this conversation is actually about data. When you read a Supreme Court decision, and the reason why it was 9-0 is because the Supreme Court found, along with the other people who have been invested in ByteDance, found that ByteDance is taking American data and using it for nefarious reasons. Now, BeMo, Meta's doing that. Twitter's doing that. X is doing that. They stealing our data. And I want you to review the Supreme Court case because this is really about control. It's a conversation about control. Who gets to control? Who gets to punish the individual for hoarding data? Now, if there is a foreign company that is hoarding your data, trying to sell you ads, trying to predict the American demographics, population, and its movement, there's no way that the Supreme Court or the Senate or the House of Representatives can call in the executives at ByteDance and be like, hey, what the fuck y'all got going on? They don't have to owe us no answers. This is the reason why TikTok was really banned. The other reason why TikTok was banned and brought back seems to be a moment for propaganda. Sweetheart, do me a favor. Show the first joint, which I think is
first block.
Yeah, the first block, which is an amalgamation of sources in 2020 of Donald Trump saying that he should ban TikTok. 2020, Donald Trump says he should ban TikTok. Yet when you press the button to continue back on TikTok, it gives him credit for bringing back said. What? What the fuck?
Okay, it's fine. It's fine here. Is it TV?
No, it's on my phone too.
What?
Are y'all seeing that?
What?
Anybody seeing this? Am I tripping? Did I just go potato on y'all? Am I tripping?
What the hell?
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. So, TikTok was being threatened to be banned in 2020 by Donald Trump because he felt like the platform was worthless, or because the information that was spreading on TikTok was dangerous to the propaganda that he was spreading. And what's interesting now is it's been 5 years later, and Donald Trump is not only embracing and welcoming back the TikTok app, but also is embracing the other 5 major digital news distributors in the country. So at the inauguration, in what would have been the governor's and mayor's seats were actually the CEO of ByteDance, the CEO of Google, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, the CEO of WhatsApp, and I forgot there's one more, I can't remember right now, but there are 66 individuals who basically own the Washington Post, who own Meta, who own Instagram, who own TikTok. All these individuals, especially since we had our episode last week, you turn the ice up on me, sweetheart. All these individuals are now donating millions of dollars to the campaign, and Donald Trump now has use for these individuals. And that's scary to me. Yeah. Because not 4 years ago, this man was trying to ban TikTok. And now here we are approving TikTok's survival. Hit the next source for me. Yeah, this is the support. So in my mind, if you know that Donald Trump was trying to ban this situation, that Joe Biden extended TikTok's life, that there's a particular deal for Meta to buy TikTok. If you know this and you still press continue, this is what I was saying in the A block, you are a supporter of Donald Trump. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Jeff Bezos, thank you, Kendall. If you press continue on this button, you are a supporter of Donald Trump. If you press continue on this button thinking that you were getting the same TikTok that you had a week ago, not only are you a supporter of Donald Trump, you have also inherited his supporter's greatest character trait, foolishness. You are a fool. If you think that you can click this button and you will still have the same unmitigated access, the uncensored access, the pro-left progressive access to digital media, you have lost your mind. This era is over. Word to the glitch that just happened right here on this channel. This social media era is over. Your progressive, left-wing, revolutionary acts that will happen on this platform are going to be discarded. They're going to be censored. Word to Plessy versus Zuckerberg, it may seem like separate but equal, but then we realize, oh, they don't want niggas in the lunch counter. They don't want niggas to have a voice. They don't want niggas to have a true perspective. And the reason why I know this is all just a big propaganda machine to get Gen Z on the side of fascism, to get content creators on the side of fascism, to get casual viewers on the side of fascism. The reason why I remember the quote I told y'all that the people who would decide the election were actually the people who were watching Love is Blind. Those same people press continue. Yeah. This is a fight for populism. This is a fight for the major control of the proletariat. The reason why I know this is propaganda, because now Donald Trump has changed his tune not only on allowing ByteDance to operate TikTok in the United States, but click the next one, sweetheart. It's a weird turn that's about to happen here.
It's the same.
This should be
okay.
Yeah.
TikTok is worthless. Worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless, worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion, $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half. In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, it could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy. The numbers are crazy. But it's worthless if the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. So I think, like a joint venture, I think we would have a joint venture with the people from TikTok. We'll see what happens.
Hold on. Did Donald Trump just say that the United States is going to go into a financial partnership with a private company in which the U.S. would be the U.S. itself would be the partner?
That's exactly what he said.
You know what it means when the government owns the means of production? Now, mind you, months ago, anybody who was leaning left, anybody who was signaling towards progressive ideas on that side of the aisle, they were the enemy. We're going to take them out back. They don't need to be here. They're not American. They don't respect American grit. They don't understand the history and the traditions of American. Now, Donald Trump, on the first day of his presidential life, second term, in the office, is considering socialism. When the government owns the means of production, or when the government starts to buy companies to act as an actual company itself, we have left democracy. We have left the situation in which the government is essentially a giant nonprofit. Now he wants to make profit on behalf of America on bike dance? Now, we couldn't figure this out with labor. This wasn't a conversation about increasing working wages to try to stave off a recession or depression coming from the working people. We're talking about a content creation application that, I remind you, has a $1 million pool for all of its creators.
That's crazy.
We are now going to enter socialism so that the populist can have a win. And if you press that button, you are a supporter of this populace. But BeMo, what about my job? But BeMo, what about free press? But BeMo, it's not that easy. Like, I was making hand over foot on TikTok. You know who also said that?
Who?
Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Rick Ross. When they got invited to the crypto ball, which from what I'm reading was not an official inauguration event, but was an event hosted by one of the new cabinet members of Donald Trump's regime, when they said, hey, but I'm making hand over foot over crypto, I'm not directly supporting Donald Trump. I just want to perform and make my money. You know who y'all sound like, right? The same people that y'all ate up.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Ross is a coon, Nelly is a coon, Snoop Dogg is a coon, but you press continue and you are a revolutionary? Uh-oh, I done pissed somebody off. We got some comments, sweetheart. Let me stop.
Jada says, we know it won't be the same, but it's not that simple for content creators.
Oh, it's quite simple. Did you press continue?
Kendall says, this man is crude, but so effective.
What are your thoughts, sweetheart? I noticed that when I called people coons just now, the Instagram number went from 8 to 3.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Y'all want me to support like that young man and start doing the I Have a Dream speech? That's the kind of support you want right now? Is the nigga here for his nigga special?
We're what, one day, maybe 24 hours in?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we just getting started.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. Any other comments?
Jada says, but you mentioned Google and YouTube is owned by Google, and also Meta, you use Instagram.
I sure do.
Mm.
I sure do. And so the scary part to me, Jada, is there is a fear that because basically these 6 oligarchs own what we call media, that there is no more free press.
Right.
And I almost agree with that statement. But have you read the New Blueprint newsletter? Have you seen that we're sponsored by the Washington Informer? We use these platforms to get our message out. But it's going to become very clear that these same platforms that I'm using to help distribute propaganda are going to be used against me. I too am adopting the same characteristics of these Trump folks. I'm a little foolish. We saw what just happened. Now, I can't prove that this glitch that just happened on the show was something that happened because Meta is watching. But it is interesting.
Yeah.
You have more comments? I see a big one.
Yeah. It's
Pass me
funny
the light
because
up.
it didn't show up on YouTube.
Of course it didn't.
Right. This is what I was thinking. Owen from Amos Media says, the United States is a private company. It's an organization. It's a business. Its main business model was military expansion, and now it's wanting to enter into business deals with the CEOs at the head. And then peace and greetings, family. Hey, Owen.
Right. The biggest use of socialism in the American government so far has been through the military. The military-industrial complex. How does America own and distribute and make money from its military access? Who knew that the second wave of socialism would be TikTok? You know what? It makes sense. You know what? It makes sense. All right. I just lit the blunt, but then the lighter went out. Pass me the gas, sweetheart. Because you know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time for the burning question for the Roach. Burning question. I'm just saying. If Snoop Nelly, what's up? Oh. If Snoop Nelly and Snoop Dogg, Snoop Nelly and Rick Ross are getting torn up by the culture for their perceived support of Donald Trump, and you press continue, does that make you different?
So aren't we all in the same boat then? Anybody that uses any social media, anything that's owned by the big corporations, like, aren't we all complicit in that?
This is what I'm saying about black support. Do you have a choice?
But you said you have a choice, but that means you can't really use anything. You could even end up arrested.
But do you have a choice?
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Does that make us all complicit? This is what I'm trying to say about like black support. It is this support, when we use the word support, when you press continue, there is illusions of choice. But like not really. Because like you could abandon TikTok, you could run from all social media apps, but then you would be digitally unknown. And if your life is to be digitally known, do you have a choice? Do you still get ribs from Steven's Rib Shack? Knowing they calling you the nigga with the nigga special. To me, it makes it a very. It's beautiful propaganda. It's beautiful propaganda because there is. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful propaganda that that this crypto ball was used as a front to invite rappers that would then disrupt harmony amongst the black community.
Yeah.
We got more comments.
Yeah, it's a brilliant strategy.
Huh?
It's a brilliant
strategy. Because Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Soulja Boy are all yelling at us. Whoa! This was not a Donald Trump event. All three of them are saying the same thing, which means they were all sold on the same point. Hey, come to the crypto ball. We know that you make money in crypto. This administration is going to be more friendly towards crypto. Donald Trump's going to be there. Just come and perform. I know that's how it went. But when they wrote the press release, they said Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Soulja Boy performing at Donald Trump inaugural event. I know how it worked.
Yeah.
Just like I could write that same press release about you who press continue. I could write the same thing. yo, I make money on TikTok. This next administration is actually going to allow for the expansion of TikTok. But that comes with you pressing continue when it says, do you support Donald Trump?
Yeesh.
Go ahead.
Jordan said, wow, I had no idea Trump bought TikTok.
He's considering it. I don't want to spread fake news, but that's what he's considering. He's considering that not Elon Musk, not another billionaire, but that the United States government itself goes into partnership with TikTok, which is crazy.
Right.
This is the same channel who outlined how the United States taking over direct deposits could fuck you up. You think them taking over your content creation career is going to keep you safe?
That's actually crazy. Jada says the glitch was interestingly timed. Owen says, but also where are the resources and how do we own them without having to do the work to mine them?
The resources to start our own free pass? I think that's another thing too, though. I think with the oligarchs taking over the majority social media pages and apps, we've also confused ourselves that free press can only happen that way.
True.
That the only way we can communicate is through these digital waves controlled by oligarchs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Jada says, yes, it does make us different. They had a choice. Content creators can't just flip a switch, but they could have not performed. That's real.
What you mean? I mean, content creators don't have a choice?
They do.
Do content creators think they're not performing on social media? Okay, so I'm in the midst of this is getting a little spicy. I'm in the midst of writing my business plan, as we talked about before. And it's clear to me we're in the detailed customer section, right? Who's going to buy my product? Instagram can't buy my product. Facebook can't buy my product. I can sell products on there, but they are not customers. So if they are not customers, who's their customer?
Wouldn't their customers be your customers?
Right. So we're competing businesses, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So when I was in writing this business plan, I had the revelation that if I'm using Instagram as a primary distribution source, am I advertising Wake and Bake with BeMo, or am I selling Instagram? That's what I mean. So right now we are making the choice to sell Instagram. Right?
Is there a way to do it without the middleman, so to speak?
This is why I get to the Rib Shack. This is how I get to the rib. You know what? We have a choice, but we don't have a choice. The other choice is to walk out of the Rib Shack. But if you want ribs, are you going to talk to the cook? Are you going to talk to the waiter? Or are you going to talk to the owner? Two of them called you nigga. Who are you going to talk to?
You got some more going. Juice said the CEO of YouTube is on his side too. Us using YouTube right now have indirectly chosen their side. Kendall says,
but would you call that support? Do we see the clash happening here?
Yeah.
Do we see the difference between resistance support and support? Or am I just rambling? Am I not making no sense? Am I making sense?
I got you.
I appreciate you, sweetheart.
All right.
What are the comments we got?
Kendall says freedom has never been free. We gotta all work harder. TBH.
True.
Yeah. Jada says because where are the other social media options equivalent to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc.?
There aren't.
Most of us who move toward with pressing continue already knew that this was going to happen. We knew Trump would get it back, and it's pandering. Yeah. Owen says, yes, we are all complicit. There are choices outside of these platforms for freedom and moving towards creating systems that are not inherently harmful to us and people who look like us, not black. Jada says we have the illusion of a choice. Owen says, so the global north continues to want what the global south produces without having to do the work for it, simply to own what is being made and have a stake in what is produced without dancing.
True.
We are the ones mining in the fields for the gold to build these systems that are destroying us, hoping to strike it rich while our labor is being exploited, and we think the mine being reopened is cool. Right.
Right. But I apply that same logic to content creators on TikTok.
True.
Maybe that's what Owen was saying as well.
Kendall says, if you want ribs, buy a pig.
Okay.
Jada says, choice implies there's another option that works. Where are the other options that work right now without social media? Are we going back to word of mouth in the newspaper? How do we get to there?
Funny enough, Jada, I think you already explained the solution on the RIA podcast with my man Alex. You said it in our clip. Okay. Where are the joint shows? Where are the joint ventures? Lady at the House and I watched I Have a Dream yesterday. You know what my biggest takeaway from the I Have a Dream speech is? Other than this nigga Martin Luther King had some bars. Let me tell you something. Yeah. There's some bars in I Have a Dream. In the early parts of the speech that they edit out of the kids' version, there's some bars in there. Okay. But the other part that I noticed, when they showed Martin Luther King's name, what was under it? It said Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That was the top. Underneath it said Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Dr. Martin Luther King was speaking on behalf of an organization. Yeah. That, to me, Jada, is the new blueprint. That is the answer. That's not even a new blueprint. That's an old blueprint that maybe we just got to dust off and renew. But we can't. I don't know if we'll be able to publish that new blueprint on TikTok without supporting and also marginalizing ourselves. I don't know if it's possible.
True.
Go ahead.
Owen says, thank you, Lady of the House, for being our voice and letting us be heard. With the fist. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're the voice of the people. That's right.
No.
That's right. You are now the voice of the people. Lady of the House, a.k.a. voice of the people.
I would say you.
Huh?
You definitely the voice of the people.
No, I'm the face. You're literally reading the voice of the people. Okay, I'm the punchable face of the people. Okay? Who's willing to stick their chin out? Me. I am. I see my girl, Carrie. Carrie said, what about Red Note? What's funny is last night you and I, was it last night or earlier this morning? I can't remember. We be up at weird times. Earlier this morning or last night we were watching a video and the Chinese folks who were on Red Note are over our shit already. Yeah. They said, keep that slut white girl shit over in America. I swear they said, did they say that? Yeah. They said, keep that slut white girl shit over there. It's only two genders over here. There's a black man simply talking, and then there are Chinese people like, ooh, a nigga. As if that's the formal name of black folks.
Right.
People are finding out that there is censorship on Red Note. Go over on Red Note, talk about Mao Zedong if you want to. See what happens.
Oh, there's also a new
talk about Tiananmen Square on Red Note if you can.
Yeah, right.
You can't. So to answer Jada's question, what are we supposed to do? Write newspapers? Go back to word of mouth? Yes. That's exactly what we should be doing. When I was pricing out the first print for the Dirty magazine, I found that newspaper paper is cheaper than paper.
That makes sense.
Like way cheaper.
Yeah.
You can get you can go to your local Staples and take one piece of paper and it's like 49 cents for a piece of computer paper. I think it was 0.5 cents per like 12 by 12 on newspaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jada, your creative ass should be making a damn newspaper. Matter of fact, we got the book.
Yeah.
I got your book right here. You not ready to make the Jada magazine? Kendall said freedom ain't free. Mm-hmm. We got to do the hard work. My man Colin says because nobody reads it. Damn. Damn, niggas don't read.
TikTok has fried brains.
What now?
TikTok has fried people's brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fried people's brains. I saw a good friend of mine, an investor, Brooke. She said, we lost Vine. We lost MySpace. We lost all these other apps. Y'all niggas be all right. Mm-hmm. My content creators, y'all niggas be all right. I saw something like, what, $170 billion influencer market went up overnight when the TikTok ban went out.
Wait, say that again? It's
like $170 billion market or some shit like that. The UGC market is like $170 billion. When we were doing research for Google, we found that in 2045, 83% of all digital media will be user-generated content.
That's insane.
I saw that RDC World put out a tweet that said the streamers are more popular than the rappers now.
Yeah.
And y'all think that's because of TikTok? There's another point. You think TikTok made you rich? You think TikTok gave you purpose?
It's low-key YouTube, like the originator.
Or even like, I'm not even, you think YouTube gives you purpose?
Oh, no.
I think we just run into a different problem here. A nigga's not confident in their own selves? Are we dependent upon the globalized perspective in order to feel successful? When my podcast partner says to me his markers of success are how many views that number is on Instagram Reels, it breaks my heart. Because like you would view that more successful than Jada like coming onto the show and having a conversation with us? Right. You think that's more successful than what's my man Skeeter Bobo's name? Not Kokai.
Oh, Kamal.
Kamal, you think having a conversation with Kamal is less valuable than 20,000 views on Instagram? What happened there? So when I'm doing the business plan and I'm communicating to my people who I'm editing with, I'm like, yo, we're doing something different. I thought the goal was to be on TV. And by TV, I meant broadcast to the general public. I thought that was the goal. I didn't think the goal was ratings. I didn't think the goal was the result. I thought the goal was the opportunity. Huh. Have niggas lost their nerve? Have we gone soft? Are we scared to be unseen? When did that happen? My man Colin on Instagram says, yo, so many kids grow up now wanting to be influencers. Yeah, I've seen too many videos of young kids saying when I grow up, I want to do YouTube. Yeah. What do you mean do YouTube?
Right.
YouTube is not your purpose. You want to speak to an audience? How? What message do you want to develop?
Right.
Not I want to do an app. I didn't say when I was a kid, yo, when I grow up, I want to do Thorpe Gordon Elementary. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to develop the skills, not be the place.
Right.
Nobody wants to be a firehouse. They want to be a fireman. Nobody want to be the police department. You want to be the captain. When the fuck did this happen? What? Huh? And you think that's air you're breathing? Oh yeah, definitely cop Jada's mag for the coffee table, okay? Hey Jada, you still got some hardbacks? My man Ken don't need a hardback, yeah. Okay? Okay? Colin, you too, you need one of these big black women in your house. For real. Am I wrong? Big black women.
That was crazy.
Oh, that made me laugh thinking about Colin with a big BBW on the wall when you first walk into his beautiful home. No? You have to burn a question for the verse, sweetheart. Burning question for the Roach. Burning question for the Roach. Burning question for the Roach. Do y'all find yourself singing these songs in the middle of the day? If you do, send me a video. That'd be lovely. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
Have you ever been or felt like you were a token?
Have I ever been or felt like I was a token? So when I watched that video of that young man doing the Martin Luther King impressions, and I'm seeing him amongst all these white people who are smiling at him and appreciate the smile. I just seen Owen just put big ass BBW on there. It's just funny. I saw a token, and when I see that individual, I wonder why black folks settle for tokenism. And it's because it's safe. So when you ask me if I've ever been a token, of course, because we do not live a life that's majority black. Well, I didn't always live a life that was majority black. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think here. Have I told the people about the Senate House?
Have you?
Okay, so when I was working with After School All Stars, which is a nonprofit based in California, they have different chapters. And the reason why I don't even know if I told you this. The reason why I absolutely loved After School All Stars, they built middle school after school programs based on student choice. So after school for like a week, the first week of after school, all the kids would come together and you would just brainstorm on what kind of classes that you would want. So in my head as a program director, I had all these grants and all these opportunities and all these things that we could sign up for through the national chapter and all the money that we had raised to align with kid issues. So when the kids said they wanted to DJ, I had to find a way, okay, how do I align that with some of the grant opportunities that are available right now? So STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, you put a little A in there. STEAM was a very popular STEAM was a very popular like grant topic at the time, and I think we got like $125,000 to do a STEAM program at Stewart Hobson, which is it's the middle school closest to the White House. So I was like, boom, we'll do a DJ program. So I bought 6 DJ controllers, 6 Macs, 6 set of speakers, and a DJ teacher, which is $125,000. Funny enough, this is a separate story. Funny enough, I had to pick all that stuff up from a Best Buy, which is where we got the grant. Best Buy loaded all this stuff into my car. I took the Macs and the speakers up to my apartment, which was on R Street, 14th Street on R Street, which is like still a very black populated part of town. Even in the months of its gentrification, there's a housing project right there. There's a historic beef between the T Street niggas and the R Street niggas. Yo, the dude from the Black Podcast Association and from Afros and Audios, he was a T Street nigga.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. On the first day me and Malik moved down to R Street, there was a shootout between the T Street niggas and the R Street niggas. 2 years later, there was a stabbing spree between the T Street niggas and R Street niggas, right? Okay, so I took the speakers upstairs, I took the Macs upstairs. About 2 hours later, I get a knock on my door from the gangsters who stand in front of my apartment that, yo, you need to come close your car windows. You left some stuff in there. And sure enough, I left all 6 DJ controllers in the backseat of my car. And these nice gangsters had the nerve to come knock on my door where I never told them I lived, but they knew where I was, and tell me that I had things to steal and I need to come get them. Gotta love gangsters. Anyway, so we create this DJ program. In the midst of this DJ program, me and this DJ RBI, who is from, Rhyme. Oh, goodness. It's a, y'all know the program. It's a nonprofit here in DC that does like hip hop education. DJ RBI is my teacher. And so DJ RBI tells me when I'm buying all this equipment, it's like, yo, we got to set up crates. And I'm like, bet. We got to make the crates clean. We got to make the crates clean. He was like, bet. We can only like teach from these particular songs. Because if you want to DJ, of course you want to DJ on your own, of course you want to DJ whatever the fuck you want to DJ, right? You want to put all your niggas in there, you want to put your bitches in there, you want your drill, you know what I'm saying? You 13 years old, you want to DJ what you want to DJ. But if we at the middle school and I'm over the program, sorry, Brad, we can't do that, okay? We gonna do It Takes Two. I'm sorry, brother. I might get you a clean version of a Migos song, but we gonna keep it clean. Me and DJ at RBI take another week after the kids have selected what they wanted, and we put all clean crates onto these Macs, right? And so for the next, I think 9 weeks, we are teaching DJing to the kids. I think it's genius because we have like successfully integrated Black culture into nonprofit culture. We're trying to find solutions for Black folks to have creativity in the after school programs. And we know middle school is a very vital time for the young mind. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do and find out what you don't like, find out what you do like. Anyway, 9 weeks, these kids love DJing. So we get a call from the Senate because the whole point of the Stuart Hobson Middle School is that we are creating a demo program for senators, members of Congress, executive branch members, judicial branch members, anybody who can see this program and know that, middle school after school education is a priority, because at that time it was getting like 2% of the total education funding or some shit like that. I still know the propaganda. Anyway, so we go to the Senate House. We go to the Senate House. We go to Rayburn. There's this big conference room. We are meeting another middle school who is doing another STEAM program, and I think they're doing agriculture over at Hart Middle School, which is in Southeast. Ooh, Lord, it's a painful story. Sorry. In the middle of this room, imagine this big-ass conference room, there is this table. If you've ever been to the Senate, if you've ever been to one of these like showcases or to a hearing, there's like this catered food that happens in the middle of this place. And it's like mounds of fresh fruit. There's like strawberries and kiwis and mangoes, bananas and apples. And then they have like freshly sliced deli. They have these cookies. And then they have, if you've ever been to like any catered event that happens in these situations, they got that lemonade, right? And so before we go, my executive director says to me, "Can you bring snacks with you?" And I'm like, okay. And I bring my fruit snacks. Is my favorite after school snack is a fruit snack. I bring my fruit snacks. I bring my chips. All these things are sponsored by, I forgot the name of the bulk company, but they sponsored us to do after school snacks, healthy after school snacks. And so we're there at the STEAM conference with the Senate, and the Hart students are asking, "Yo, Mr. Brown, can we get some fruit?" They're at the agricultural program for STEAM. And my executive director tells me, "Don't let them get no fresh fruit. Give them the snacks I told you to bring, because we want to leave that fruit for the senators and the aides as they come witness our programming." I should have known something was off then. So imagine my Black ass working on behalf of this nonprofit, telling these Hart students who were sitting closer than me to the lady of the house right now, to this huge foray of fresh fruit, who live in the fruit desert, me telling them, "Y'all gotta wait to get the fruit, here are these fruit snacks," while this white woman snickers in the corner and watches other people eat these fruit around them. And so eventually these Hart students do something more brave than I do. They start asking the senators and the House of Representatives, the Congress people, "Hey, can you give me some fruit?" My executive director over there, she won't let us get no fresh fruit unless y'all get some. So they start asking senators for fucking fresh fruit. Anyway, that's not even a point of story. That should have been heartbreaking enough. So in the other corner, I'm standing with the Stuart Hobson kids. The vice president of development, the person who works for National, who does fundraising for After School All-Stars, is standing there with me. It's cool. The kids are DJing, scratching, kicking it. All of a sudden, this lady pulls me off to the corner, and she says, "Hey, is that music clean?" And I go, "Of course it's clean. Why would I bring dirty music anywhere if we're doing fucking DJing with kids?" She says, "Are you sure? Because I'm hearing niggas and bitches." This is a white woman, by the way.
Insane.
And I said, "Excuse me?" She says, "I don't want to hear no niggas and bitches in there." And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
She doubled down?
Double down.
Wow.
So I walk back in there. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken about the fresh fruit. I'm heartbroken about being a nigga in the motherfucking Senate House. God damn. In those moments, I was the token. That was the whole point. In those moments, I was the black face that was supposed to interface with other black people, to keep black folks in line, to keep black people in order, to make sure children were in the right place, to be creative about how white people can appease their white guilt. It was that day. I think we was talking at the time. It was like that day I was like, oh, I'm fucking done. Yeah. I'm done with the organization. I'm done with the mission. Hell, I'm done with nonprofits. I'm done with white guilt. It's over with. I'm over it. I need about 2 more checks to make sure I can pay the rent a few more times. Shit, that didn't even work out. I should have just quit right then. So have I ever been a token? Yes. And the last time I was a token, it was used directly to hurt black folks, which is why I can't understand why black people settle for tokenism. But then I remember the days when I was in an all-white middle school, when I was in the all-white honors program, and I needed friends to hang out with. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed study partners. I wanted to play spades. I wanted to have partnerships with my other friends. So guess what you got to do? Play the house, you know. Shit, sometimes you have to straighten that hair. Sometimes you have to code switch. Sometimes you have to get them waves so you can be a little more attractive to white moms and white fathers. Which brings me back to the question, did you have a fucking choice? Damn. Have you ever been a token?
Well, yes. You know, I grew up around predominantly, well, I guess like the weekends it was a mostly black experience, but Monday through Friday it was, mostly white environments. So yeah, it's very much so.
And why? I find that's very interesting. Why were you in mostly white environments?
Oh Lord.
You can just tell the situation. You don't have to get too deep. It's like, why were you there?
I mean, but it feels like a deeper, deeper reason. Yeah. I mean, education and, right. But.
Because that was the better school.
Right.
It was the better program. It gave you a better shot. Mm-hmm. And it came at what price?
Exactly.
Your roots, literally. Your ends, literally. Your baby hairs, your edges. That's what it came at the. That's what it came at the risk of you.
Right.
We got any comments?
No.
Okay. All right, we want to give a shout out to the Washington Former Bridge. Appreciate y'all for looking out for us. It's very important. We have to do both, right? Because it's not a binary, is it? Support and non-support. It's not a binary, is it?
I thought there were no binaries.
There are no binaries. So it has to be a gradient. It has to be a spectrum. You got to do both and none at the same time. Boy, I tell you, being black is confusing. Let me tell you something. Oh, God. Oh, man. Shout out to the Washington Former Bridge, WIBridgeDC.com or at WIBridgeDC on all social media platforms. Give a huge shout out to my man Chiquete for 4A Drive. That joint is amazing. Shout out to my man Joe Law for HTR, his new single. Oh, man, the dude, next when we play it on Thursday, I'm going to give a better explanation, but definitely shout out to my man Joe Law and my man Suave in the music video. We feel you. We with you, brother. We're going to leave you with my man's Detroit River. Everybody's my man. Everybody my man. Hey.
I mean, it's better that than your enemy or,
True.
Somebody you don't like.
True. My associate. Right. My neutral. I'm going to start calling niggas in the street. What you say, what?
It's better your good brother than, my associate.
This is true. And you know why? Because for us, it was easier to go to jail than to go to college. We're going to leave you with my man Detroit Rivers and that Black Boy Joy. Man, have a good day, y'all. Okay? Do you have a choice? Interesting.
Hold on tight, make this feeling slip away. Your city, yeah, happy feelings. Frank and Beverly and Maine, don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart, don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy every time you hear it. Just verify this joy. Smile, you get very contagious once you share it. Let love loose, don't fear it. It's that black boy joy.
Black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they had stole my joy. Nobody put on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Are we afraid of our own kind? And it's really wild. I think they got us backwards. But I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.